From glory to clay wars, the Eala Madrid Rollercoaster that has Rome in her crosshairs. Stop whatever you are doing right now, because what we are about to break down for you is one of the most layered, most dramatic, most genuinely compelling sports stories unfolding anywhere on the planet right now. It is not just about tennis. It is not just about rankings. It is not even just about a scoreline or surface. It is about a 20-year-old from Quezon City, Philippines, who has climbed higher than any Filipino tennis player in the history of the sport, who spent the last month being absolutely chewed up and spat out by clay courts across Europe, and who just made one of the smartest, boldest strategic decisions of her entire young career in response to it all. Yes, Eala has pulled out of the Catalonia Open, and far from being a retreat, that withdrawal might just be the move that changes everything heading into Rome, into Palma, and ultimately into Roland Garros. Buckle in, because this is the full Eala Madrid rollercoaster story. Every high, every gut punch, every twist, and the road to glory that is still waiting for her at the end of it. Let's start at the very beginning of Madrid Week, because the beginning was genuinely electric and we refuse to let the rough ending overshadow what came before it. On April 22nd, inside the Estadio Aranza Sanchez Vicario, Eala walked onto the clay court and delivered what can only be described as a masterclass in controlled aggression. Her opponent was Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, an Olympic mixed doubles gold medalist, a former French Open finalist, a player who has been navigating the highest levels of professional tennis for the better part of 2 decades. And Eala took her apart in 1 hour and 31 minutes, 6-3, 6-3, clinical from the first point to the last. She won 68% of her first serves, converted those serves into points at a 76% rate, kept her unforced errors to a minimum, and controlled the baseline rallies that this surface was designed for. That was not a lucky win. That was a blueprint. That was a young player who has spent years studying the architecture of the game telling a seasoned veteran, not today. And there is a beautiful backstory wrapped around all of this that makes the Madrid chapter so much more meaningful. This city is not just another tournament stop for Eala. Madrid is where her professional fairy tale first announced itself to the world. Back in 2024, she secured her first ever main draw victory at a WTA 1000 event right here on these courts. It was a moment she planted her flag on the global stage and essentially said, "I belong here." And she does belong here, in a very literal sense, because she spent the formative years of her career from the age of 13 at the Rafa Nadal Academy just across the water in Mallorca, absorbing the culture, learning the language, mastering the clay. When Eala steps onto Spanish soil, she does not arrive as a tourist. She arrives as someone who grew up here in every way that matters for a professional tennis player. After the Pavlyuchenkova win, she stepped up to the microphone and spoke, first in English, then switching effortlessly into Spanish, telling the assembled crowd how great she felt, how much she loved Madrid, how comfortable and at home she always feels in this city. And then she talked about her belief that she was a better player in 2026 than she had been the year before. She was not performing for the cameras. She was simply stating a fact that the previous 91 minutes had demonstrated with complete clarity. There was a confidence in her that felt earned, not borrowed. But here's where Madrid 2026 gets complicated. And this is the part where we need to have a real, honest, unflinching conversation. Because round 2 arrived, and round 2 was an entirely different story. 19-seeded Belgian veteran Elise Mertens, ranked 21st in the world and one of the most clinical and experienced players on tour, stepped onto the court and turned what had looked like a storybook week into something significantly more painful. The final scoreline was 6-2, 6-1. Not yet. But here's the thing. Ruzitsky, a Grand Slam finalist himself, someone who has watched hundreds of careers develop and plateau and explode, did not come out swinging at Eala after the Madrid result. He came out with something far more valuable. He came out with perspective. He said the losses she is taking are not bad losses. It is sometimes just the scorelines that look alarming. He pointed to the quality of opposition, the relentless nature of the weekly grind on tour, and the fact that she is a 20-year-old still building the physical and tactical toolkit that clay demands. And then he said something that should be printed, framed, and put on the wall of every Eala fan on Earth. She is too good a player. She will figure it out. Just be a little patient. He also said previously, and this is the part that sends a chill down your spine when you really think about it, that she is going to get stronger physically, more tactically sharp, that the serve is going to get better, and that when all of that comes together, what is currently a very good player is going to become something genuinely extraordinary. Ruzitsky is not handing out these kinds of assessments casually. He means every word. Now let's talk about the decision that broke the internet for Eala fans, because just as everyone was processing the Madrid singles exit and looking ahead to the Catalonia Open, the news came through. Alex Eala has withdrawn from the Catalonia Open. She was not in the main draw when the organizers released it. Her spot was taken by Varvara Lepchenko, and the message from Eala's camp was clear. She needs time to rest, reset, and prepare properly for what comes next. And what comes next is enormous. The Italian Open in Rome, a WTA 1000 event running from May 5th to the 17th. A tournament stacked with the most terrifying names in the women's game: Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek, Jessica Pegula, Jasmine Paolini. Former Grand Slam champions Emma Raducanu, Naomi Osaka, Madison Keys, and Yelena Ostapenko. This is not a draw you walk into underprepared. This is a draw that demands your absolute best, and Eala's team clearly decided that a full week of recovery and focus training was worth more than rushing back onto a clay court before her body and mind were ready. And this is the strategic intelligence that gets lost in the noise around her results sometimes. Eala is not just swinging at every tournament on the schedule hoping something sticks. She is being managed thoughtfully, deliberately, with the understanding that the big targets, Rome, Parma, Roland Garros, are the ones that truly matter for her ranking and her development. She has just 70 ranking points to defend from the entire French Open period, which means virtually every win she picks up between now and Paris is pure profit. A couple of strong runs in Italy alone could push her back into the top 30. A deep run at Roland Garros, the tournament she described going into the season as a major goal, could change her ranking picture entirely.
Welcome back, guys. I'm looking to reach 1,000 subs. Support me by clicking the subscribe button.